Okay, item 5F then is our state federal budget update.
I did, last week I did attend a CSAPAC meeting. I did include in your packet what came from the SAA, John Forrester. He was not at the meeting. He had sent this to us, and basically what they're saying is we're still in a world of hurt. We're underfunding everything. It's unsustainable. You know, right now the talk in Madison is do not expect a budget repair bill. If the budget is repaired, it probably won't happen until after the elections. You know, the second, under the state fiscal condition, it talks the 2011 budget will likely be a nightmare, state and federal fiscal conditions. So we're not hearing anything more coming out that, you know, that would right now affect Greg's budgeting and what he's putting in for the budget, but it's kind of like be prepared. I think just this week in the La Crosse Tribune they were talking about, I think the La Crosse School Board met with Kapanke, Hipsch, and Schilling, and they basically said that in 2011 you can take a look at, they'll probably be taking a serious look at the whole school funding, the school equalization aid formula, and maybe look at a different mechanism for funding schools. I'll believe that when I see that too, because every time they bring something forward that's a change, you've got winners and losers, and they're not willing to touch it. I know, you know, they've talked about the lottery tax credit. We've talked about the lottery tax credit here. It's not an equalizing credit, and no politician's willing to get that out of the budget. But basically, they said just forget it, leave it alone. As we've talked before, I think we did a sheet before that said over the last umpteen years that a lot of equalization, you know, the tax credits have gone up 91%, whereas equalization aid credits, or equalization aid has increased 3%. So, you know, the big school districts, you know, the lottery credits are often based on property wealth. So if you're a wealthy district, it's one way that they're getting more money, and the poor districts are getting less. So a lot of the tax credits tend to be, you know, taking away from the equalization funding. But they, you know, again, nobody seems to want to tackle that whole issue. There were some other things they talked about, the SAGE flexibility, maybe changing that from the required 1 to 15 students and raising that 1 to 18 and allowing some other schools to get into it. We just received a letter yesterday. Want to know if Toma wants to participate, and we'll be looking at that, but we run into the situation we don't have classrooms. And so the only way we could ever do SAGE or you know, implement SAGE would have to be through cooperative teaching or 2 teachers in a classroom. And the thing we frequently hear from school districts is SAGE doesn't cover it all. So if you hired the second teacher, you know, you're going to pay the difference. So. But that's out there. So, and we're not hearing a whole lot. You probably read about the race to the top money, and I know one of the next items is the CISA workshop. You know, Wisconsin did not, you know, and Minnesota, neither one of them got money for in the first round of funding for race to the top. So now there'll be, I think it's like $2 billion available for the second round. So the state's looking at what they submitted for their first application. And revamping that and tweaking that and seeing what they can do to get money for the second round. And I believe that one, if I'm not mistaken, is due to the state or due to the feds by June 1st, I think it is. So we'll, you know, still have to wait and see what's going to happen with that money. So.
Okay.
I don't know if you have anything you want to add.
I think you pretty much hit all the highlights.
Or low lights.
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Bender.